All right, I'm back working on the legs. Most of the leg parts did not need cleanup. The directions for this guy came as a PDF form, and I have them on my tablet right here. All I'm doing is this part right now. I am missing a bolt, so I can't do this part. I didn't print two of these, I only printed one, and I need two. Currently, my printer is printing a jet engine model, which will end up on one of these videos soon, okay? But I can go ahead and start on this. There's two legs, and we have all the parts for both of them. So I'm going to start with one of these. Proper orientation goes this way. A red ball joint goes in the bottom. Parts are everywhere here. Okay, I need to really clean my desk. Red ball joint goes in the bottom this way and just slides in right there. That's where the foot's going to go. Now I'm using my 3D gloop to glue this with. And the good thing about this is I can glue this whole thigh together and then let it sit before I do the other parts while I'm waiting on that bolt. So I just liberally put that gloop in there and slid that in. Okay, we can let that dry overnight. It doesn't need to. Again, this is solvent. It's a lot like Tamiya Extra Thin. It dries fairly quickly. And if the parts are held together, are tight fit, they hold quickly. All right, so I got the ball joint for the foot done, and you can see it's going to go like that. Okay, so we're going to have big feet, and we're going to have big legs. All right, now on this, don't snap that in there because I don't want to stress that glue until it cures up some. On the back of this side, let's see which side is this. Let's get orientated. Yeah, this side back here, the big spot, goes one of these, okay? Now, the way this is situated, I may paint this, I may not. I think this part would probably look better with some paint on it. But to me, I don't see a difference between painting it here and painting it here other than a little bit easier to move around. We will see. I'm going to talk about painting this thing later. Right now, I just want to get him together so I have room to clean this room up. And pardon me while I sneeze. And that part goes in there. And we're going to duplicate the other leg. Okay? And again, if I decide to do some painting, it will be fine. I've got test parts to paint with, and I don't want to paint this and then do it later. I also might actually print a smaller version of this guy because he is huge. Okay, and work on painting of the smaller version. All right, so we've got those two parts together. Then we turn this over, and there's two parts that go on the front. There's a silver part and a red part. My silver part is here, and my red part is here. Okay? The silver part does not have any... this is going to be fun. Silver part looks like it just snaps on like that. Yep. And the red part, unsure, but I bet it goes in there. So I'm going to do the red part first and then silver part. So let's do the two red parts. Now, I was warned this 3D gloop does wear out after a while once it's opened. It has limited shelf life. And it's starting to feel a little bit on the tacky side. Now, I did get some excess there, which means I'm not going to follow my plan. Hold off on this part. This part's going on next. Okay, and we're going to put some glue around here because it goes around this bottom part right here. I'm being pretty liberal with this glue too, which means if I make a mistake, put it in the wrong spot, I'm ruining my piece. Okay, now to be honest with you, the artist who made this thing, and I am going to call him an artist, because this thing is a form of art. Oh, this does not fit tight at all. I don't like how this part fits. It's pretty loose. Maybe it's supposed to be loose. Okay? But I don't like how this part fits on there at all. I'm going to get a clamp for that. I have clamps laying around. Hobby room should have clamps, right? So, moving a few things to get to them, because this room is a huge, huge mess. And it's not good that it's a huge mess. There's one. Oh, come on, you. Two. Well, I'm in a hurry, of course, I can't get clamps. Excuse me, Emmy. One of my daughters is in here. They want to go downstairs and celebrate the new year, and we have 3 minutes. Which I can get these clamped in the... If I didn't have to clamp this part, we'd be down there celebrating right now. There. Got it clamped. So that part is mostly done. It can wait until after we go drink some apple juice. Right, ladies?
Not wine. Wine is bad.
How old are you?
9.
Wine is bad.
How do I wine?
Camera's up here.
And I know that because I drank it one time.
Oh, you drank some wine?
It was by accident. I thought it was apple juice. Try to say hi.
You're trying to say hi?
How do I thought it was apple juice.
Okay, look out. I want to do this real quick. Mary, the apple juice is by the toaster oven where we keep the paper plates.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go down there and get some cups for your sisters. I'll be there as soon as I clamp this. Okay? So we're going to stop recording for a minute, and I'm going to go take care of my daughters. Okay? And I'll have one part to throw together on this thigh. Oh. Of course, I'm trying to hurry because it's about to be midnight. It'll be midnight before I get downstairs at this point because this thing just does not want to cooperate nicely. There it goes. I got it clamped. We're headed downstairs. I'll be back in a bit and it'll be the new year. Hello everyone. This is my second model from this designer. And I'm going to say something. I found a part that did not fit very well. This little skirt around here was flared out. Now that could be the designer's fault. It could have been the day I printed it, the humidity, who knows. But I had to really clamp it down to get it to glue. And even then, this side of this one is loose. This one's pretty solid. It popped off on one of them. And I was afraid, you know, when you put glue down twice on a plastic part, it tends not to work well. All right, so what I have here at this point is I have the lower feet together. This is from the knee downwards. It is missing a screw in the back here, and I need to find that screw. It says it's screw E, and it looks like it's this screw right here. I had to print a new set of screws, okay? And if it's not this one, then it's this one. I had to print a new set of screws because I didn't realize, yeah, it's this one right here. I didn't realize that, oh, that does stiffen that up quite a bit. That's a good thing. I didn't realize that I needed to print 2 of each. So I only printed 1. On the other one, I had directions that stated print 1, print 2 when it came to certain parts. This one I did not have those directions. Okay? So it's been a little on the fun side. I have 3 large bins of parts for this thing I need to go through and clean up and work on. And I'm looking for screws right now in some of these bins. This thing is just big. And one of my daughters just commented today, "Where are you putting this thing?" And I told her outright, I am not sure where I'm putting this thing. So I found the other screw for this foot, another bin. Let's see if that tightens that up too. Oh yeah, it tightens it up a lot. That's what those screws are designed for. He also puts in the directions that if you want to tighten these things up better, to use some clear fingernail polish. Okay? And oh, there's that third bin. I don't have any, so tomorrow I'm going to have to leave the house and go get some. It's okay. Mr. Big Ears becomes just Big Ears. He loses a Mr. part tomorrow. So everyone say a prayer for him that he will survive that. I know he will survive it. But he's starting to show some male tendencies. And I don't know if anyone knows that. You don't really want a male cat wandering around your house. They tend to mark their territory, and your house doesn't appreciate that much. All right, so what I'm going to do next on this guy is I have got the tail done. I'm not doing the shoulder or arm cannons just yet. That'll be the last thing I do. I need to print the fire effects that come with it yet. And that means changing out a bunch of filament in the printer, because I got a bunch of clear filament, some red, some blue, some green, some other things, and some clear, and I want to see how that works. I've got the feet. I want the upper legs, and I want the waist done today if I can, so I'm looking for the waist. And it is in various different places on this thing. All right, found it. All right, now what I mean by that is if we take a look at our directions, here's the start point of the waist, and then it jumps over here, and jumps over here, and then jumps down here, and yeah, and then over here where it attaches to the torso, and down here we have the upper part of the leg, and how it attaches into there. So the directions aren't real great, but they're easy enough to follow. Okay, so I'm going to start with step 4. We've already done steps 1, 2, and 3. I'm not following them in any specific order. Following them however I want. I really want to build him from the feet upwards, so he supports himself as I go. So let me get the 3 parts for this together. They're big, because the waist on this guy is big. That's one of them. The other one was that big tail part I was showing a little while ago. And I don't know what's happened to it. We'll find it. It is here. And the third one is a big red part, which I'm pretty sure I have in my hands right now, which needs almost no cleanup. Yep. The third one is this one. It does need a little bit cleanup along here, but that deburring tool is going to make quick work of that. So I just have to find that one tail piece, which should have been out in the open. Mr. Biggs is in here helping. Hopefully he doesn't pull what Jam does, my other young cat, and get in the camera for us, which can be kind of annoying. I found it. It was buried on the floor behind some stuff. So we're starting with these 3 big pieces right here. Okay? And sorry I'm not doing great with camera work. It's been a while since I've done this. I mean, literally, it has been a bit. All right, so the red part, this is up for this part. We're off camera. This is up, pointing up. The way my finger's pointing is up. This red part, which I'm going to have to do some cleaning on the bottom of, slides into this thing. It looks like I got it upside down. And there it goes. Slides into this thing like that. Okay? And I'm pretty sure these are the leg joints. We are off camera. I'm such a bad video person. Hey, that's not new. I've always been a bad video person. I always struggle with keeping everything centered on the camera. Okay? Let me get these big feet out of here. I can put them down on the floor. Hey, you, quit eating the wire. I got some Christmas fairy lights, and Mr. Biggs is quickly tangling himself up in it. All right, so this part slides in the bottom like this. And then this big part, one of the biggest parts I've ever printed, slides on like that. And there's part of his waist. Okay, that's the size of, it's not a basketball size, but it's getting there. So I'm going to glue these 3 parts together and go work on the thighs and let them sit for a bit. And I got to clean up the red part first. I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera. I cleaned this part up yesterday for the most part, so it's not too bad. It's got a few sharp points on it here and there, but the upper torso is going to sit on this. And here's the shell for the upper torso. So when that's sitting on there, you're really not going to be feeling those parts. And there is armor that goes around the outside of this. Okay, so we are good with that. I don't think I'm going to get really sharp edge problems on this. So I'll come back in a little bit once I've cleaned up the red part. I've glued it. I'll start working on the thighs. You've seen how these snap together. Real simple. Back in a bit.